everybody, it's Robin Scherzer with Robin Stampin' Hood. Welcome to Maker Thursday and welcome to the Hood. So tomorrow is Independence Day and I bet a lot of you have tomorrow off. So, and you're probably not even at home right now. You've geared up, you've packed up the camper, you're heading to the North Woods or wherever you go from wherever you are in the country. But I'm staying in my studio and I'm chilling and I'm staying cool. Boy, I tell you what, as I get older, this heat is just killer to me. So I'm just hanging out at home. All right, well, if you are out there, please shout out. And please, you guys, make sure that you are following my Robin Stampin' Hood Facebook page and that you subscribe to my YouTube. Just so you know, my videos that I'm doing, my lives that I do on Facebook, they will disappear after 30 days. But I generally, not all of them, if I'm just messing around, I don't always put them on my YouTube channel. But for the most part, I put all of my Facebook Lives on YouTube. So you can find them out there. So please make sure you subscribe to them, because then if you've missed a Facebook Live, you can see too. And out there, I actually put my cover page with what I've actually what you're going to see in that video. So if you're looking for a particular thing that I've made, it's easy just to look and see the pictures that I put out there. So you're not just looking at my hands and there's no picture you'll actually see. So I just want to talk about things that are going on. You guys, I have been very busy scheduling some classes. I'm still not done. I got lots to do still. I still have to schedule out the rest of my Stampin' Stacks. But I did want to tell you that I am doing a sale this month from July 3rd to July 24th. I'm going to do a July adhesive stock-up sale. Now, I don't know about you, but this is my favorite adhesive at this point in my life. Before it was tape runners, but now it's this. And I use a lot of it because I do a lot of projects. So I decided that for July, I'm going to give you a little freedom from buying everything at full price. And if you buy 4 adhesives, I'm going to give you the 5th one for free. And you can mix and match them. And you can find those on pages 112 and 113 of the annual catalog. So go out there, place that order for 5, and I will reimburse you for the 4th. Now that I really can't place orders for you, that's the best way to do it. And then I'll just reimburse you next Wednesday for that 5th adhesive. And of course, it's always the lesser valued one. But it can be anything. If you want to do glue dots, dimensionals, tear tape, glue, or even the fast fuse, that's 5. The lesser of those 5 is going to be free for you. So again, you would order them all yourself, all 5 of them. And then the following Wednesday, I will reimburse you either Venmo or via a check. But get those adhesives stocked up. I'm always using, especially with Christmas cards coming up. We're going to start doing Christmas Stampin' Stacks. You got to get all your adhesives in. So I'm happy to do that for you. Again, if you're watching, shout out, say hi, so I'm not just down here babbling to myself. So that is my July adhesive sale. I still have a long goal to reach, and I'm taking this out of my pocket so I can reach that goal and hopefully help you out in the long run. Okay, so that's one thing. And again, that runs July 3rd through the 24th. Club members, you can also take advantage of this, but it would be your 30 plus adding the 5 adhesives on. So it's in addition to your club order if you would want to do that. All right, so that is July. I have 2 spots, you guys, left for Christmas in July, which is July 25th. Think about December 25th, July 25th. So we are going to do Christmas in July. This is going to be my official first Stampin' Stack. So, but we are actually going to make 12 cards plus 3 gift cards. So that'll be handy dandy because we like to give gift cards at Christmas time. At least I love to get gift cards, and it's so much easier. Like, you don't have to guess. Some of the hideous gifts I've gotten over the years, gift cards are awesome. All right, so we're going to do that, but I have 2 spots left. The only way your spot's being held is if you pay for that spot, because I have to order the supplies, and you're going to get a pack of paper along with, we'll have pizza that night, and the things that you're going to make. So you're going to go home with 12 cards and 3 gift card holders and a tummy full of pizza. Okay, that's one thing. And then I have my card buffet coming up on August 2nd, and that is from 10 a.m. to 12. That is one where I'll have a buffet of cards for you to choose from. For $16, you get 4 of them with envelopes. If you want to do all of the buffet, which I usually have about 10 to 12 cards out there, then you can go ahead and add that. You can do that, and that's just a $2 additional charge for each card. And you get envelopes with that as well. And then, so I scheduled that. This I'm so excited about. This is my dog days of summer, and I just noticed that it's cut off. But it is Saturday, August 23rd. And I'm super excited about this because I've not done one of these before. So I figure we have had such hot weather, and my studio is very chill, literally cold. And I thought, what a great way. Let's get together. Let's have an all-day event. It's going to be 10 to 4. We're going to do lots of projects, 3D projects, and we're going to have like a picnic lunch. So we'll have, you know, your typical picnic food, your hot dogs, your watermelon, your potato salad, and we're just going to have some fun. I've already found some really cute door prize gifts for the dog days of summer, so I can't wait to give away gifts. And you'll get your own pack of designer Forever Plaid Designer Series paper along with the neutral sequins. And you'll be using that throughout the day to make the projects that we're going to do. So that one is $75 and it will fill up fast. We always have a lot of fun when we're doing those. All right. Was that it? I think that was it for now. But I'm going to have a Halloween. I'm having more Stampa stacks. I just haven't put them on the schedule yet. But once I do, I'll let you know. So please go out there and register. And I do Venmo or check. Okay. So let's get on with our project. Yes, yes. All right. So as you know, July 1st, we had a bunch of new releases for the online exclusives, and this was one of them. And I played with this on Monday. If you watch, go back and watch the video. You're gonna love it. You're gonna go, oh my gosh, that's so cool. So this was the card that we made with this embossing folder on Monday. And if you didn't see it, like I said, go back and look. It's on my YouTube channel. It's amazing when you see what it does, how to do it, and how it turns out that way. So I love this folder, and I've been playing with it now, and I want to show you some other things that you can do with it, because it's not just for embossing. I mean, like, you can do lots of different techniques with this embossing folder. I've been watching other demos do it, and I'm like, okay, I gotta try that and play with those. So this was what we did on Monday. I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do today. So I embossed a piece of black paper. Can you see that? Isn't that pretty embossing? And I'm actually going to cut it right now because we are going to do a little bit of, you know what? I'm not going to cut it. I'm just going to leave it like this because I've already kind of prepped one and cut it because I had to let it dry. So I'm going to take my white craft ink. Yes, this is a very old pad, but it still works beautifully. And yes, we do sell white craft ink. So if you don't have it, go out there and get it. And once you see this technique, you're going to want to get it. All right. So my white ink, and I'm just going to drag my pad across the paper, and it's picking up. Now, on Monday, I did it inverted. So today, this is going the right side up. Okay. So you've done that. Isn't this beautiful? I love how it just is a very subtle pop-up of color. So this is pigment ink, and it is on my fingers. I'm going to wash them real quick because it will stick. So pigment ink, if you did not know this, sits on top of your paper, where our normal dye inks that we use, like our normal here, this is a dye ink, and it soaks into the paper. So that's the difference between a pigment ink and a dye ink. Sits on top of the paper. This soaks into the paper. So like if I would touch this now, it's wet and would get all over. So I'm actually going to set this aside because I did prep one ahead of time. So I wasn't sticking my fingers in it. So let's grab that real quick. Oops. So this is what it looks like. And I'm going to actually close this up so I don't get any on me, because I will. So this is the dried piece. Pretty, right? And then we're going to go ahead and do some layering here. So I've cut it down to a little less than 4 inches, like 4 7/8. And then, so I just did the 1/8 of an inch around there. So when you do this, you want to make sure you really put a lot of good adhesive on it, because when they're embossed, it does tend to want to resist sitting down, okay? So I'm going to do this first. And I know when we do the 1/8 of an inch, it does tend to get a little tricky to try to line it up perfectly. The 1/4 of the inch does seem to work a little bit better. So I'm just going to kind of press down a little bit. And I'm going to turn it over and press it. I just don't want to rub on that pigment ink because, like I said, it's sitting on top of the paper. And it's just, you know, it's just a little bit better that way. Especially since I don't have it. I didn't heat set it or let it dry for 24 hours. So I'm just going to give it a good rub this way. And while we're just going to let it sit there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, this is from the, oh my goodness, I knew I'd have to know and I don't know. It is from the textured note dies. It's this middle one. So I cut one of those. And then I'm using this Blooming Phrases, and we've used this a few times, not very often, but I love this, the font of it. So what we're going to do is, again, because I tend to use a lot of thank you cards, which I got to get some out for some of you lovelies that have purchased from me. You're going to take the thanks, and I'm just going to, woo, that's really bad. I'm going to clean that real quick, because I'm afraid what will happen if I put that down. All right, so let's try that again, because I'm not going to stamp the whole stamp. I just want the, oh, I don't know why it's doing that. That's kind of crazy, but that's all right. We'll see how it looks. Let's try that again, shall we? I might not have cleaned the stamp very well, but hold please, because I do have another. I always cut a couple when I do it because I'm always afraid it's going to go south on me, just like it did. All right, so let's try again. I don't know why I'm getting that weird. I probably should have my pad underneath this, and I don't. That works. Okay. I don't know why all of a sudden it's so inky, but that's all right. All right, so let's go ahead and finish putting the card together then. So I am using the thick white, and I've gone ahead and pre-scored it because I have found that with the thick white, that is the best way to do it. Don't do it with your bone folder, but pre-score it on your scoring plate or whatever you use. So this is the Lost Lagoon soft cording that we sell. So that is an online exclusive. So I want to just do a few wraps around here. So I'm just going to wrap, make sure I have enough. I'm not going to tie a bow because, yeah, we're not going to watch me struggle. Let me see. So I like to kind of hang it over because I want to tie the knot off to the side. So we're going to do this. And then I want to kind of straighten it out a little bit. Well, let's move it up so I don't want to glue it down until I have the cording down, but the cording is not being very nice to me right now. I want it to kind of crisscross too. So let's see, we'll fix this. I'm gonna knot it here, and then we'll kind of fix the crisscross that's happening. Okay. So what is everybody doing this weekend? Put it in the comments and let's see if we can all be jealous. All right, so what I want to do is I just want to kind of separate them a little bit so you can see the cording a little bit better, like that, okay? And then I'm going to lay it down, and I'm going to make sure I get good glue right along the cording because of the thickness of it. I want it to lay down without popping up. So I always make sure I put good glue whenever I have ribbon or twine or whatever that I'm using. Make sure I go the right way. We're going to lay it around the thick cardstock. All right, I'm just going to give it a nice press. And again, I think I'm just gonna do this, kind of give it a rub to make sure it's adhering. Okay, I'll flip it back over. And I'm going to take my dimensionals, of course. I feel like I have darkness down here. Maybe that's a little better. I don't know. I need better lighting. Okay, so I always cut my edges. I know we've talked about this a million times. And because I'm gonna lay this on top of here, I'm just gonna put these edges along here so it has kind of like a channel that it can sit in. And I'm gonna grab this one, do the same thing. Does that make sense? I hope it does. And let's see, I need a 2. So again, I'm just gonna do this, oops. All right, I'm gonna cut another little piece just because we need just a small edge kind of. I didn't use these for a while, but I remembered I had these really fun embellishments. Now these are called the Riverside Irregular Pearls, and they have white, I think this is gray granite, and then this is Lost Lagoon. So I'm just gonna add a Lost Lagoon right here because it's nice and white right there. And then I'm gonna take some of the white and put it in the middle of our flower just to give it, I know I have the embellishment of that, but you know, I love these kind of embellishments. So, and these are still available. They're just an online exclusive. So you just gotta go out and find them that way. Let's see, where do we want the other one? Let's put the other one right here. There you go. Is that not so fun? I love all the different types of techniques you can do. Now I'm gonna show you one more technique that I did. We're not gonna make the card, but I'm gonna show you the technique real quick. So I'm gonna grab my paper again, and let's see. Did I decide I wanted to do Granny Apple Green? No, I don't think that's what I want. Hold on a second here. I think I was gonna grab the Petunia Pop. All right, so when I did this on Monday, I had a white piece of paper, but it looks black, right? So we're gonna go ahead, and I thought I had done another white piece of paper. I'm pretty positive I did, but it's finding it. Oh my gosh, you guys, if you could only see the piles. If you could only see the piles. Here it is, here it is, here it is. Okay, so I just did it on white, right? And what you're gonna do, again, this side is up. It's not inverted like we did on Monday. And again, I'm just gonna do my pat across it to pick up a little bit of that color. Woo, I'm really doing a lot here. I'll show you the sample that I actually made. So you see, you can color it that way if you want. Now you could use your brushes, your blending brushes. You could use, but this seems to just, you know, it misses that white and it just seems to work a little bit better. I don't know why, but let me show you. Like I tried it this way. This was crushed curry, and I used a brush to fill in, but I didn't like that. That was early espresso. It kind of looks icky. But then I did I did it with the Summer Splash. And look at, is that card not the funnest card? It's so cute, so cute. So you can do lots with this folder. Again, it just went on sale. So you gotta go out there and get it while supplies last, because I have a feeling this is gonna disappear pretty quick. And it is a big folder. So you can put a half sheet of paper in here and emboss the whole thing and then cut it in half, and you have 2 cards. So let's review, shall we? So this is what I did on Monday with the inverted in our blends and the Memento ink. This is what we did today with black and white. So there's so many pretty, look at how different they all look. Look totally different. That's what I love about it. So that's it, you guys. Don't forget all the fun things that are going on. I only have 2 spots left for my Christmas in July, which I know isn't until the end of the month, but if you want those spots, you probably should get them. And I have the July adhesive special that's going on. So again, you buy 4, you're going to get the 5th one for free. But go ahead and place all 5 of them, and then you will get a reimbursement from myself the following Wednesday. It's Christmas in July, and then of course my card buffet and the dog days of summer. You'll want to be at that for sure. All right, you guys, I hope you all have a safe, beautiful 4th of July, and just, be with your families, relax, have a picnic, and thank God for our freedom. All right, you guys, thanks for stopping in, and I'll see you next Monday, and happy stamping.